Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay. So, Virya, you chant the Itpiso. Okay.
Itpiso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vijja charana sampano sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasarati satta deva manussanam buddho bhagavati.
Continue. Yeah.
Continue. Swakato bhagavata dhammo sanditiko akaliko ehipassiko opanayiko pachattam veditapo vinyuhiti supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samichi patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidam chattari purisa yugani Atta purisa puggala Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo dakineyo anjali karaneyo anuttaram punyaketam lokasati.
Okay. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So, for any of you want to be a real Buddhist, so first, make sure you can chant Itpiso. Okay. Not just Amitofo, that is too easy. Everybody can do the Amitofo, even though you are not a Buddhist, okay? So, chant the Itpiso, and that's one thing. So, after that, what is the second sutta that you should chant, Virya? The one I told you? After Itpiso, what is the next one? What's the
Don't remember.
which sutta?
Mangala Sutta?
Huh?
No.
Sorry? After Itpiso, then Mangala Sutta, and then
Mangala Sutta,
Metta Sutta, and what
Metta
else?
Sutta.
Uh-huh. And then, all right. So basically, you finish with Mangala Sutta because Mangala Sutta is easy. After Mangala Sutta, Karaniya Metta Sutta. Then after that, go for Ratana Sutta. All right. So we have 11 Paritta chanting in Burmese lah. You can find the book. Some of the book is available there. So you all can see already, right? Yeah. So do for internet. So there are few chanting you can find. The best one I follow the U Silananda because he himself is Abhivamsa. All right. When we say Abhivamsa, is similar to PhD in Burmese. This means that they learn very qualified compared to other monks. They are very high one. Okay, highest. Like even Sayadaw Dr. Nandamala is Abhivamsa. So you all when you want to learn from the expert. Okay, so they are chanting here. You can listen. Mora Sutta, so you just type the name or Silananda in this one. Okay, for example, Mangala Sutta. Okay, wait. I need to share. I need to share the screen again. I share the screen with the sound. Yeah. Let me share again. Okay. So Paritta, chanting, U Siddhananda. He himself is also qualified meditation teacher, one of the disciple of Mahasi Sayadaw. Okay. Mahasi Sayadaw, he got 4 disciples. Uslananda, Ukondanya, now Chamye Sayadaw still exists, all right? So we can, as for example, this one, Mangala Sutta.
Mangala Sutta. Yam Mangalam Dwadasahi Chintayensu Sadevaka Sottanam Nadhi Gachanti Attating Sancha Mangalam. Men together with deities.
Okay, so this in English and Pali, all right? So this one you all can find it. So, all right, there are many chanting you can find on internet, Paritta chanting and so on. So, also he's not sure if the PDF file download or not. Okay. I think this one, you go for script and download. Okay, text this one. All right. Anyway, I look for it later. So why we say that there are many chanting, all right? So 11, Paritta. Paritta means protection. Okay. So normally, minimally, Mangala Sutta, Ratana Sutta. So for simple blessing, we chant the Mangala Sutta, right? Normally what you do, if you want to, as a part of practice, you can chant Metta Sutta. Now, protection for the evil things, that is like also for blessing of the house. Okay, we can use Ratana Sutta. But Ratana Sutta is actually quite heavy. So normally we start with Mangala Sutta, Metta Sutta, and after Ratana Sutta. Then you have, if you want to protect from the creatures, right, this Kanda Sutta, Mora Sutta, Vata Sutta. So these 3 are very easy to chant because they are very short, only about 2 pages. All right. Others like will be 3 or 4 pages, right? So if you want to chant, you chant these 3 together. They can learn very fast, easy. I give the Viriya, the small book, you will have this one, right? So these 3 together. Dajjata Sutta is actually quite long. Atanadiya Sutta is very long. So these 2 we left for the end. So Angulimala Sutta is very short. It's about maybe 3 or 4 verses, Bojjhanga, right? So yeah. So the long one will be Dajaga Atanadiya. We leave it to the last. Right? Pubansa Sutta, this one will be Yang Mangala. Okay. So anyway, for beginners, try to recite at least Mangala Sutta by heart, then Metta Sutta, then after that Ratana Sutta. Okay. Or you want easy one, go for Mora Vata Dajaga. Right? So any of you want to take out the challenge to memorize the sutta. Okay. For short one, I recommend Mora Sutta. Actually, very, very short. Okay, so for example, just have a look. Mora Sutta. This is a peacock. Prevent from being captured. So, Mora Sutta Pali. It's actually very short. You see? Very short, right? Okay.
Handamayang mora paritang phanamase Udetayan Jakuma ekaraja Harisavanno patawipabhaso ตังตังนามัสสามิหริสวันนังปัทวิปปภาสังตยัจจกุตตาวิหเรมุติวสังเยปราหมนาเวตกุสัพพธัมเมเตเมนะโมเตจะมังปาลายันตุนะมัตถุพุทธานังนะมัตถุโพธิยานะโมวิมุตตานังนะโมวิมุตติยาอิมังโสปริตตังกัตตวาโมโรจารติเอสนาอเปตยัญจักขุมาเอกราชาหริสวันโนปัทวิปปภาโสตังตังนามัสสามิหริสวันนังปัทวิปปภาสังตยัจจกุตตาวิหเรมุรัตติงเยปราหมนาเวตกุสัพพธัมเมเตเมนะโมเตจะมังปาลายันตุนะมัตถุพุทธานังนะมัตถุโพธิยานะโมวิมุตตานังนะโมวิมุตติยาอิมังโสปริตตังกัตตวาโมโรวาสมกัปปะเย
Okay, 2 minutes only, right? So, which tradition are they chanting? Which one? Is it Thai, Sinhalese, or what do you think? Any of you?
I think it's Thai.
Yeah,
Thai.
yeah, it's Thai, yes. If Sinhalese will be very melodious, and Burmese will very flat, Right, so this will be more on Thai. Okay, so anyway, this is just some introduction for all the possible. So it's like sometimes you all ask yourself, so okay, now after you take the refuge, like Guma already take refuge in the Triple Gem, what is the next step? How to learn? What to learn? Besides listen to Dhamma talk, go for meditation. So try make it as your personal homework, Yeah. There's you can find internet whether you want the Thai tradition, Burmese tradition, or whatever. Find one and then make it your homework. What I do every day after my breakfast at 7, I will walk and recite. Okay, most of them I can memorize by heart. Sometimes I forget, so I walking around for 1 hour in the Sudama. Sudama is so small place, also can walk 1 hour. Okay, so choose whatever you want and make it as your life challenge to memorize all 11 of them. Okay, so you can find the books. If not, I think better have a book, Right. Okay, so we finish. This is just some introduction to chanting because it come close to my mind when people are saying, okay, you want to know what should you do after you memorize the 3 refuges and then 5 precepts, and you want to Itpiso, and what should you continue? Okay, now we will continue this one. Right, now this is some tree here. Okay, now I think you're all familiarized with this picture. The mother of the Prince Siddhartha, she gave birth holding the Sala tree, which the branch bent down by itself. And then the deities around, and this is good and made, right? And then the baby walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. And he said every time he walked with the lotus appear. And the Sala tree is one of the tree that happen in, I don't think I see in Malaysia, but I see in Myanmar also. The flower is actually kind of like interesting, look like a mouth. Okay. It has some.
There are 2 trees in SKE, Saiji.
Oh, SKE, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, SK, yeah. So it look like it's kind of like a mouth open and then with some white color, white stems there, right? So it has some.
Saji, I saw
Yes.
this at the Penang Botanical Garden. They
Where?
have this
Penang, huh?
Sala
Oh, yeah.
tree.
Okay. So that means that it exists in Malaysia. Okay. It's only when I go to Myanmar I see it. Never. Like, when I go to Myanmar, I see the paddy field. I never see paddy field in Malaysia because your whole side no paddy field. All right. Okay, now we will read. Okay, Thomas is free to join us today. All right. So Thomas, you read. Yeah.
Buddha's mother,
Queen Maha Devi. For many years, Queen Maha Devi and King Suddhodana had been happily married. But one deep wish remained unfulfilled. They longed for a child. One night, Queen Maha Devi had a vivid and extraordinary dream. She dreamed of a gentle white elephant holding a radiant white lotus flower in its trunk. The elephant circled her with reverence 3 times and then entered her side. When she awoke, she told King Suddhodana about the mysterious dream. The king, puzzled by its meaning, summoned wise sages to interpret it. The sages explained that it was no ordinary dream. It was a divine sign. She was to be the mother of a truly extraordinary child, a child who would bring immense light to the world. According to the custom of the time, a woman would return to her parents' home for the birth of her child. So when the time came, the queen began the journey. On her way, she stopped to rest in the beautiful Lumbini pleasure garden. There, as she reached for a branch of the flowering Sala tree, her son was born. On that full moon day in May, in the year 623 BC, under the open sky, Prince Siddhartha entered the world.
Okay, thank you. All right, so you can see first you have the dream. Now, according to some of the commentary or even the chronicle, now sometimes when you want to know more detail, okay, what time did she or which age did she give birth to the Prince Siddhartha? So read this one, Chronicle of Buddha. This one is okay, this one you can find here. This one is written by Mingun Sayadaw. Actually, it was compiled by Mingun Sayadaw. Mingun Sayadaw was the very first Tipitaka Sayadaw. That means that he memorized the whole Tipitaka and they set for exam. So in fact, he passed the exam before the sixth Buddhist Council in Myanmar in 1950, I think 1954. Right? So this book is very thick, about 1,000 pages. So if you read this book, you can tell you that because the Sayadaw he explained according to commentary, he will say that actually Queen Mahamaya, when give birth, was around 50 plus, right? Yeah, because at that time the mind is pure already, the body is also still quite strong, right? Okay, now the significance is like we call it this kind of dream, this kind of dream happen to noble person, not like the one we call it noble being, like the queen of the future Buddha. Noble person, sometimes they will have dream. So this kind of dream is real, not that kind of nonsense. Because sometimes what kind of dream will happen? Sometimes because when the 4 elements in our body is out, we have dream. Or sometimes things that you saw yesterday or you saw today, if your mind cling to it, you also have dream. But this kind of dream is not because she saw something, it's not because of her 4 great elements, it's really a dream happened to her, a real one, right? And then normal, they have a kind of people who are wise enough to interpret it, right? Okay, now, so she was there, and then on the way, she saw the garden, she entered there, and the Sala tree, so the branch bent down for her to hold. And then she gave birth to the future Buddha, Prince Siddhartha, while not lying, like normal ladies, they would lie down, they would be in pain or whatever. But she just hold it and while standing, give birth to the baby. And the baby is said to be walking immediately. Yeah, there's a story. Okay, anyway, the year is 623 BC. So we have to a little bit remember the date, because if you compare to now is 2,600. So how many years already? Yeah. Now it's 2002 or what is the year now? 2026. So we can say about 2,600 years around that age. Okay. Okay, Wiria, your turn.
Tragically, just 7 days after the birth, Queen Mahamaya Devi passed away. Her sister, Mahapajapati Gotami, who was also married to King Sudodana, immediately took the newborn prince into her care. She loved him and raised him as her own son. This special event did not happen by chance. The text explained that many ages ago, during the time of a previous Buddha, Queen Mahamaya Devi had made a heartfelt aspiration to be the mother of a future Buddha. For countless lifetimes, she dedicated herself to this goal, faithfully keeping the moral precepts and performing countless good deeds. Her dream and the birth of the Buddha were the final fruition of her noble and long-held wish.
Okay. So 7 days. Right. Now the question is why? Why did she have to pass away? Now there are some explanation because maybe lifespan finished, right? Another thing is also because they say she fulfilled her purpose already. Her wish is to be the mother to a Buddha. So she fulfilled her purpose. All right. So that's why naturally she passed away. And then the sister, Mahapajapati Gotami. So they are actually both of them, two sisters married to the King Sudadana. So this is her sister. Not sure, didn't say whether this is younger or older, but we assume maybe younger one, right? And then later, subsequently, other lesson, I also put the story of her. So anyway, she take care of the prince like her own. So in fact, I think 3 days later, she gave birth to her own son Nanda. But the son was entrusted to the nurse, but she breastfeed the newborn prince. So her, why, right? So also you can say everything also like this. Okay, everything happened. The Queen Mahamaya Devi, she in the past many in front of the future, in front of the previous Buddha, she made aspiration want to be the mother of the future Buddha. Okay, and then you can see actually the main thing is also precepts. To be a mother of a future Buddha, the precept must be very well kept, and also lots of good deeds. That's why her dream is to be fulfilled at this time. All right. Okay, now is sometimes we can find many dictionary. So this is another dictionary. We call it Dictionary of Pali Proper Names, written by Sinhalese, 1988 to 1973. This was written even before I was born. So the last time people are very learned, and all this dictionary nowadays, actually, if you go to some of the Buddhist library, you can find it. You can find it. But now everything is online already. So we can just type the digital. Great. Okay. Now, this is called proponym. Proponyms means that it gives, I think you can find in some of the library, right? But nowadays people don't read the library already because you can find everything online already. This one, okay. So basically, if you want to know the background story of like this, okay, you want to know who is King Sudadana, then you can find it, right? Yeah, do a search on, right? Yeah. So any person you want to read, you can just click it. Okay. Right. All right. So that's why it's called Pali proper name. So it's good if you want to do a research about, like, for example, the Maya Devi. Okay. So Maya Dawa and so on. Right. So this is a good if you want to read some more. Kachana, Bandekarata, and so on. Okay. So okay, we go back. So I just try to show you there are many books. All these are very, very well researched book, are very we call it give us lots of very good information. Okay. So because the story I put up here is quite simple, so we can read some more. Okay. Sister Chai, you can read.
Okay. Dictionary of Pali Proper Names by G.P. Malalasekera, 1899 to 1973. Her father was the Sakyan Anjana of Devadaha, son of Devadaha Saka, and her mother Yasodhara, daughter of Jayasena. MHV, I'm not sure what it is. Elsewhere, her father is
Mahavamsa. Yeah.
Mahavamsa. Elsewhere, her father is called Maha Supabuddha, while the Apadana gives the name of her mother as Sula Kanya. Dandapani and Supabuddha were her brothers, and Mahapajapati her sister. Both the sisters were married to Suddhodana in their youth, but it was not until Maya was between 40 and 50 that Siddhartha was born. She had all the qualities necessary for one who was to bear the exalted rank of being the mother of the Buddha. She was not too passionate. She did not take intoxicants. She had practiced the perfections, parami, for 100,000 world cycles and had not since her birth violated the 5 precepts. On the day of her conception, she kept her fast, and in her sleep that night, she had the following dream. The 4 Maharaja gods took her in her bed to Himawa and placed her under a tala tree on Manojilatala. Then their wives came and bathed her in the Anotata lake and clad her in divine robes. They then led her into a golden palace and laid her on a divine couch. There the Bodhisattva, in the form of a white elephant, holding a white lotus in his gleaming trunk, entered into her right side. This was on the day of the Uttara Salha constellation, Nakata, after a festival lasting 7 days, in which she had already taken part.
Okay, thank you. All right. So this is some background story. The father of is called Sakyan. All right. Now they are actually the Sakyan race. Normally they interchange. They intermarried. So they marry between each other. Even like cousin and cousin, they marry each other. Okay. So there's a story. Now this is Mahavamsa. Now, what is all this kind of book? All these are books actually, they give lots of history. Sometimes it's also not easy to read. There are so many stories. You can find this book, it's not inside Tipitaka. So we call it Anya, outside. So we call it the lineage. It gives story about Singhali story, Mahavamsa. And then Sasana Wangsa, Churamanda Wangsa. Okay. So you can find in Mahavamsa. It's also very thick book to read. And if you read it, you'll find very interesting story. Sometimes a lot of miracles about dragon, naga, and so on. Now, Apadana. What is Apadana? Apadana is also another book. Is normally you're all familiar with the Dikha Nikaya, long length, Majjhima Nikaya, middle length, Samyutta, connected discourse, Anguttara is the Gajah sayings. So now we have some other books I think you all seldom see. Kuttaka Nikaya, you all know the Dhammapada, right? Dhammapada. And then some is to do with heaven, some to do with Petta. Now we have Apadana, this one, Apadana, Pali 1 and 2, right? So they explain many other things also. So all these are seldom, people seldom use it. Okay, not all the time we use it. So Buddha Vangsa is the story about Buddhas. And then Jataka is the story about the Bodhisattva previous life, where he was born as monkey, as other animals, right? And then Patisambhida is the one that my thesis. All right, so this one. And Milanda Panya is the king who asked the questions. All right, so we are talking about this Apadana. Okay. All right. So the sister Mahapajapati, we study this story next week. All right. So it's a sister. So they are married to Suddhodana king in the youth. So according to here, this is a Vibhanga commentary, right? So about 40 to 50. Now Chronicle, I remember it say about around 50. All right. Now the main thing is just nevertheless not to say the age is important, but at least we know that it seems to be at that age her mind is more pure, the body also become more pure, so it's suitable to give birth to the baby prince. Now the main thing is she is somebody, that's an important thing, fulfill the perfections for many lifetime, 100,000 world cycle, right? And also not since her birth, not she never break the 5 precepts, not even one. Okay, her morality is very good. That's a key point here. And also she's not too passionate. Okay, means that she does not have too much desire, so she's very contented. Yeah. Okay. Now on the day of her conception, when she was, that's mean that pregnant with the Prince Siddhartha, she was actually do some kind of like uposatha, like keeping precepts and so on. Then she had a rest, sleep. Then she had this kind of special dream where she dreamed the devas bring her there and bathe her at this Ano Tata lake. Right. Now this lake is actually quite interesting. Is it really exist in the world? Now, all these are extra information I show you lah to make it more interesting. So it really has, Okay. All right. So yeah, where is it? It really has. It's in Tibet, in the top of the mountain. Tibet is a lot of mountains. So in the Tibet, there are this lake surrounded by many mountains. So we call it Lake Manaswarovar. Okay. So this is a place, this lake means Anutata means not heat out, means it's a very cooling place. So it's covered by 5 majestic mountains. On the top of the mountains, when the water from the mountain flow in, right? So it says to the bathing site for the deities and place where Buddha's mother, Queen Maya, was there. So it's very high, top of the mountain. All right. So in Tibet, also known as a virtuous place. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's a very special place. People do go and do pilgrimage there. So maybe one day, if you are so interested, you all can go and see. Yeah. Right. Okay. So that's a lake look like. Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. Jiaxin.
From the day of her conception, she was guided by the four regent gods. She felt no desire for men, and the child in her womb could be seen from outside. At the end of the 10th month, she wished to return to her people in Devadaha, but on her way there, she stopped at the Sala Grove in Lumbini, and there her child was born as she stood holding on to the branch of a Sala tree. 7 days later, Maya died and was reborn as a male in Tusita under the name of Maya Dewaputa.
Okay, thank you. All right. So when she became pregnant, she was guarded by the Chatu Maharaja, the king of Deva. Right. So we have 4 kings in charge of the Deva plan. And then she had no desire at all. Okay. And this statement means that kind of like it say that her stomach is transparent. So she herself can see the child is sitting or standing in her womb, with naked eyes, physical eyes can see. That's the meaning. And also another significance is normally people give birth after 9 months. She give birth exactly at 10 months. Okay, because the number 10 is a very, we call it, fulfill, like perfection, right? Yeah, then she was going back to Devadaha. So she was in Lumbini. Now, Lumbini, where is Lumbini? Now, you all know the pilgrimage place, right? So, where is Lumbini? Anybody know?
Nepal. In Nepal.
Okay, yeah, Nepal. Then the rest of pilgrimage, where was that? The rest of pilgrimage, like the place where Buddha preached the
Kusinara,
Dharma, yeah,
Here.
Kushinara, and
Varanasi,
then okay. So the rest are actually in India, all right. Lumbini was in, now we call it as Nepal, okay. Lumbini is in Nepal, and then the rest of pilgrimage, most of them are in, you see, all right. So if we look at the side, just to show you the Lumbini. Okay, now the capital city is Kathmandu. So where is here, somewhere here. Okay, somewhere here, all right. So it's very near to India. Okay, Bihar, right? All these are places here, right? So why? Because last time there's no Nepal, there's no India. So how do we call this kind of place? The kind of place we call it Majjhima Desa, we call it the middle, sometimes they call it Jambudvipa, lost apple place. All right. So actually this is called Nepal, but last time there's no Nepal. So the Buddha was born at this place, around this place. Okay. So Lumbini now we call it, now is quite now called now. Just to say that when you go, now it's very easy. When you go to Nepal, you don't need a visa. You can have a arrival visa. When I was at the age of 25, I flew from Singapore to Nepal. I was there for 1 month, yeah, learning the Buddhism. Actually, I like the place because Nepal is a very cooling place compared to India. India is very hot. Nepal is near to Himalaya. It's just at the bottom of Himalaya or somewhere in the mid Himalaya. It's a very nice country to go. Yeah, I hope one day I can go there also. Okay, now 7 days later, she was reborn. And when she reborn, she not reborn as a female. She reborn as a male. And in Tushita. Okay? Tushita is, we call it a plant, a Dewa plant that is full of delight. And where the future Buddha, any of the future Buddha, Bodhisattva, they will reborn there. Right? So Tushita. So the name is called Maya. The name is called Maya. And then the name is called Dewa Putta. Dewa Putta means sons of Deva. Okay. I think this is the name, but maybe there's another name. Okay. Now, according to this dictionary, yeah, this is a Pali proper name. It's called Maya Dewa Putta. But I think there's another name. So anyway, we will come across it. Okay, now. Okay. Right, next one. Buddhika Chong. Yes.
Teaching Abhidhamma to his ex-mother. The Buddha visited Tawatingsa immediately after the performance of the twin miracle at the foot of Gandhabba tree on the full moon days of Al-Salha, and there, during the 3 months of the raining season, the Buddha stayed, teaching the Abhidhamma Pitaka to his mother, who came there to listen to him, and other deities and Brahma gods. Seated on Sakka's Pandu Kambhalasilasana at the foot of the Paritta tree. This teaching was to express his gratitude to his mother. So, Abhidhamma Day is also called the Gratitude Day, as a typical marks the end of the Vassa. the 3-month rains retreat. On this special day, devotees participate in candlelighting ceremonies, offer flowers, and perform acts of merit to transfer blessings to the departed relatives.
Okay, thank you. Now, here is Tushita, all right? So the mother now born as a male deity in Tushita. And then the Buddha was teaching Abhidhamma in Tawantisa. So these two are different plans, all right? Different deities plan. So we have 6 deities and in Theravada. Because in Mahayana, the difference, okay? So, yeah. So just now we have the 4 king or Deva, they come to protect the Mahamaya Devi. So they are from this Chatu Maharajika, right? And after that, you had Tawantisa, then you had Yama, Tushita. So Tushita is a very good place because where all the Bodhisattva, future Buddha, even like now, the Maitreya Buddha, it means that it's future Buddha, right? Because in many sutta, in one of the sutta say very clearly, the future Buddha is called Maitreya and reside there before they come to human world. So if somebody can go there, if you can go there, it means that your marriage is very good. Not everybody can go to Tushita. No, it's a very blessed place. Now, Tushita is not the highest. You still have another 2, Nimara Rati, who somebody who delight in creation. So they had the power to create. And then Paranimita Vasavati. So they had power. They enjoy the creation done by others. So when you study Abhidhamma, you will learn about this. So anyway, the highest will be these 6 and then 5. Tushita is the number 4th. So Tushita is actually higher than the Tawantisa. Okay, just make a note. Tushita is higher than Tawantisa. So, and then the lowest one will be the Chatu Maharajika. So you have Yaka, Naga, Gandhapa. Like we say, the earth deity, Tuti Gong, whatever, is all belong to here. Okay, so this is the lowest one. So more after the Chatu Maharajika, then the Tawantisa. So Tawantisa means 33. So, yeah, okay. So after Tawantisa, then will be Yama. After Yama will be Tushita. All right. Now Tushita is higher than Tawantisa. Okay. Now why the Buddha visit the Tawantisa? So Tawantisa is just, if you consider as deity plan, it's considered the number 2. All right, number 2. And then the Tushita is number 4. Right. So let's see. So this is so in terms of calculation, right? So this so Deva plan number 4. So this number 2. Okay, it's a lower plan. Now the reason of the Buddha preach there, because if Buddha go to very high place like Tushita, not all the deities can go there because it's too high, right? Only those who have strong meritorious deed can go to Tushita. So, but if Buddha preach the Abhidhamma at Tawantisa, then many deities, even from the high plane, they can come down to listen at Tawantisa. Right, there's one reason there. Okay. And then the mother also came there, and also many deities, other gods also came there, right? Then the mainly of Abhidhamma we call it is a gratitude, because remember the Prince Siddhartha, he only be able stay with the mother for 7 days only. Then the mother passed away, right? So when he was growing up, he never see the mother because he was taken care by the foster mother, Mahapajapati Gotami. So he was going there purposely to teach Abhidhamma and Abhidhamma and then many deities and come and listen, including the mother. So if we see so we call it the Buddha preach at preach Abhidhamma. Tawantisa. Okay. Right. So if you see the painting, okay. Now, normally why do we like to see the painting? Because it really express, you see, the heaven under the tree. Just now you say just now we go back to there. So the Buddha was sitting on one stone there. So this is a Panduka Kambala Silasana. It's a stone at the foot of this Parichataka tree. All right. It's on a stone and under the tree. So the deities, most of them will be in standing posture. And the one in front will be the mother. Okay. The mother now become the male deity. So we call it the Abhidhamma day. So later when he came down, later the Buddha came down from the heaven. So that was called the Abhidhamma day. So how long did Buddha preach? 3 months. Why 3 months? Because the deities, they be able to listen 3 months of Abhidhamma. Okay, especially the mother now become a male deity. Now human, we cannot even, now don't say 3 months. Ask you to sit 1 hour also not easy. Ask you to sit 1 day also not easy. Imagine you have to listen to the discourse for 3 months. Not easy, right? Right. Only the heavenly beings, the deities be able to do. So this is kind of like stone, and this is a tree here. Okay. So yeah. So normally it's the end of 3 months. After he preached 3 months, then he come down. So after 3 months, the Buddha come down to the earth. All right. So normally on that day we call Abhidhamma day. So we also call it Gratitude Day there. In Myanmar, during this time, a lot of people will go to their grandmother house, pay respect to the parents, because Abhidhamma day means that after 3 months, the Buddha came down. So on that day, at the end of the Vasa, we call it Gratitude Day. So in Myanmar, it's actually really celebrated. Okay, now I think we finish. Now we go for discourse. This is called Acharya Abhuta Sutta. Middle length, discourse 1 to 3. Okay, so what you do is you can type the name or you go to the link here. I already put the link here, so you can just see. Okay, now because this story actually tell about the birth story. So if you notice it, all my teaching, I want to introduce you to the sutta, because I find that people lack of knowledge of sutta. Maybe sometimes you all listen to one venerable say something, another venerable say something. So it's better that you get hold of the sutta, and that's why I put all the numbers, all the links, so you can read the sutta anytime, Okay, now Ivy, you can read now. Yeah.
So I have heard at one time the Buddha was staying near Savatthi in Jeta Grove, Anathapindikasa Monastery. Then after the meal, on return from alms round, several mendicants or monks sat together in the assembly hall, and this discussion came up among them. It's incredible, Venerable. It's amazing. The realized one has such physical power and might, for he is able to know the Buddhas of the past who have become completely squenched, cut off proliferation, cut off the cause, finish off the cycle, and pass beyond all suffering. Such is the birth, name, cleanse, conduct, teaching, wisdom, meditation, and freedom of all those blessed ones. When they say this, Venerable Ananda said, the realized ones are incredible reverence, and they have incredible qualities. They are amazing, and they have amazing qualities. But this conversation among those mendicants was left unfinished.
Okay, thank you. All right. So it's just a introduction. So it didn't say much only. Realized one means it will be Buddha, right? So they are sometimes it's like that. So sometimes now the Buddha was in this Anathapindika place in Jetavana, right? So there are few people that after eating they sit there and discuss. Actually, the Buddha say if people, especially monk, if they sit down, if they discuss the Dhamma, then the Buddha really approve it. So if they sit down, they talk about other things, about king, about battle, about the villager, then the Buddha don't like it. So we call it the Tirachana Kata, animals talk. That's how we call it in Vinaya. So if they come here, they discuss about the Dhamma, then Buddha approve it. Okay, so here only talking about the Buddha's quality. Okay, now we continue. Okay, Wendy.
Yes, I agree. Then in the late afternoon, the Buddha came out of the retreat, went to the assembly hall, sat down on the seats spread out, and addressed the mendicants. Mendicants, what were you talking about just now? What conversation? What conversation was left unfinished? So the mendicants told him what they had been talking about. The Buddha said, "Well then, Ananda, say some more about the incredible and amazing quality of the realized one." "Sir, I have heard and learned this in the presence of the Buddha, mindful and aware. The being intent on awakening was reborn in the host of joyful God, Tusitta. This I remember as an incredible quality of the Buddha. I have learned this in the presence of the Buddha, mindful and aware. The being's intent on awakening remains in the host of joyful God. This too I remember as an incredible quality of the Buddha. I have learned this in the presence of the Buddha. For the whole of that life, the being's intent on awakening remains in the host by joyful God. This too I remember as an incredible quality of the Buddha. I have learned this in the presence of the Buddha, mindful and aware. The being's intent to awakening passed away from the host of joyful God and was conceived in his mother's womb. Conceived in his mother's womb. This too I remember as an incredible quality of the Buddha.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, so first, you see, beings intent on awakening is talking about bodhisattva. All right, so all the bodhisattva, according to what we say, according to the record, is only born in Tushita. So Tushita means joyful. All right, joyful. It's a plan where happiness. That if any of you can born there, it's a very good place because there will be bodhisattva preaching the Dhamma. Many those enlightened beings also they will preach the Dhamma. So it's a very good place to go. Okay. Among with all the Devi's plans, some are like for sensual pleasure, but this is a different plan. It's a Devi's plan, but it's a very Dhamma place. Okay. So he remained there, and for the whole life he stayed there. Right, for the whole life he stayed there. And after that, when he checked it's a good time, then he checked many factors, then intendingly, actually purposely he passed away. Okay, you can say he passed away. Okay, he not pass away like in the plan of deities, they don't pass away because of old age. No, because they don't get old like human, right? So when he find a good condition to be born as human, so intently he passed away from there. Intently he actually conceived to the mother's womb. So that's incredible, like not like human. Human we grow old, then we become senile, and then memory is very poor, and we cannot control. But for Bodhisattva, he intended purposely pass away and purposely reborn. So we can see that's why it's called incredible qualities of the Buddha. Okay. Melvin, yeah. Low Kinfat, yeah, right. Yes.
I have learned this in the presence of the Buddha. When the being intent on awakening passes away from the host of joyful gods, he is conceived in his mother's womb. And then, in this world, with its gods, maras, and the divinities, This population with its ascetics and the Brahmins, gods and humans, an immeasurable, magnificent light appears, surpassing the glory of the gods. Even in the boundless gloom of interstellar space, so utterly dark that even the luminosity of the moon and the sun, so mighty and powerful, makes no impression. An immeasurable, magnificent light appears, surpassing the glory of the gods. The commentary identifies this realm of utter darkness, Andakarati Misa, with a cold hell realm. And this 10,000-fold galaxy shakes and rocks and trembles, and an immeasurable, magnificent light appears in the world, surpassing the glory of the gods. These two I remember as an incredible quality of the Buddha.
Okay. So when Buddha was born, there's one light that appeared in the world, very, very bright, even brighter than the glory of the gods. And this light is so bright that it also, you can see the commentary explain is a hell place or a very dark place. Normally the hell, there are different types of hell. Some of the hell is for suffering, some are very cold, some are very hot or whatever. So there's one hell here is very cold hell, right? Or very dark hell. So even the light appear in a hell. Okay, so that's mean that there's a qualities of the Buddha. And also here another thing is earthquake, right? Like when Buddha, if we read the Mahaparinibbana Sutta, right? When Buddha passed away, also they come miracle. So here also earthquake happen. So I think there's about 4 or 5 or 6 occasion when earthquake happen. So this is also one earthquake happen here. Okay, so the 10,000 galaxy world system, they shapes. There's an earthquake here. Okay, okay, so we will break 5 minutes, then we continue. So we can finish it by today.